Over July the 21st, the Russian military shelled 17 municipalities in Donetsk region. 5 people were killed and 10 wounded, said the press service of the Donetsk region police. The Russians carried out air and rocket strikes and pounded from Smerch rocket launchers and artillery. The following municipalities were under fire: Avdiivka, Bakhmut, Krasnohorivka, Mariinka, Siversk, Soledar, Toretsk, Kostantinivka, Bulbashivka, Bilbasivka, Pivdenne, Pivnichne, Andriivka, Grishine, Dachne, Pavlivka, Fedorivka and Yahidne. According to the police, 58 civil facilities were destroyed or damaged. 37 residential houses, 2 schools, a kindergarten, college, market, potable water tank, farm, plant nursery, house of culture, cafe, gas pipe, transmission tower, and a field. According to Pavlo Kyrylenko, the head of Donetsk region military administration, on July the 21st, Russian fire killed 3 people in Siversk, 1 in Pavlivka, and 1 in Mariinka. 10 people were injured. In Kramatorsk, when clearing the debris of a school destroyed after the shelling, rescuers found the body of a man. He is yet to be identified, as Veronika Bahal, spokeswoman of the main directorate of the State Emergency Service of Ukraine in Donetsk region, told Suspilne. 2 more people may be under the debris, she said. The rescuers added that they had cleared and sorted out about 110 tons of the school-destroyed elements. The work is ongoing. On July the 21st, the Russian army pummeled 2 schools in Kramatorsk and Kostantinivka. At night, they also shelled an industrial part in Kramatorsk. All the things people earned are destroyed in a second. How come? I don't know. Everything's broken to pieces. I was home alone. The glass was shattered. I protected myself on time. You see, some glass fell on me where the curtain wasn't closed. This is our life. During July the 21st, the Russian military carried out 2 missile and 2 air strikes, fired artillery and mortars on populated areas of Luhansk region. This was announced by the head of the Luhansk region military administration, Serhiy Haidai. With constant fire attacks, they want to push our fighters from their fortifications and at the same time put psychological pressure on the local population. Airstrikes on villages located on the very administrative border of Luhansk region and Donetsk region have become more frequent. In some places, the occupiers managed to get close enough to the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine to be able to use the tank reserve, he said. On the night of July the 22nd, Russian troops struck 3 districts of Dnipropetrovsk region. The head of the regional council, Mykola Lukashuk, announced this in his telegram. A woman died in Nikopol. Another person was injured. Large-scale destruction in Apostolova on Kryvyi Rih. Rescuers are sorting through the debris. 3 schools were destroyed. Residential buildings were damaged. 8 people were injured. 3 of them are in hospital. 2 are seriously injured, 5 are being treated at home. Warehouses in 2 villages were destroyed in the Sinelniki district. There is no electricity. More than 1,041 children were injured in Ukraine as a result of the full-scale armed aggression of the Russian Federation in Ukraine. The Prosecutor General's office reported that as of the morning of July the 22nd, the official number of dead children has not changed. There are 358 children. The number of wounded has increased. There are more than 683 children. These data are not final, as the number of victims among children in places of active hostilities, in temporarily occupied and liberated territories, continues to be determined, the report said. Children were the most affected in the Donetsk region, 361. It became known about 2 boys, 13 and 14 years old, who were injured as a result of the shelling by Russian troops on July the 20th in the city of Nikopol, Dnipropetrovsk region. 2,188 educational institutions were damaged due to bombing and shelling by the armed forces of the Russian Federation. The Prosecutor General's office reported that 221 of them were completely destroyed. As a result of shelling of Nikopol by the Russian army on the night of July the 20th, a 15-year-old girl was injured. A Russian projectile hit the house where she was with her family. In the morning, the girl was taken by ambulance to the hospital in Dnipro. When everyone started packing, it hit our house as soon as I got out of bed. After that, the whole house was in dust. It was impossible to breathe. I gasped for air. The doors were blocked. The walls collapsed. It was impossible to get out. Half of the roof was destroyed. Half of the house was collapsed. The windows were broken. There were 5 of us in the house, and the basement also collapsed. Among all those who were in the house at that time, Nastya was the most injured. She was injured by shards of glass, one of them stuck in her head. When I left, I was covered in blood. Everyone was covered in blood. My mother, too, also covered in dust. I was hysterical. Everyone calmed me down. I just didn't know where I should live now. How could it be that this happened to me? I was just in shock. Tetiana Grigorievna is Nastya's grandmother. The woman was in Dnipro at the time of the shelling. She came to see her granddaughter in the hospital. I'm glad that the children survived. I don't need a house, I don't need anything. The main thing is that my grandchildren, my son and my daughter-in-law are alive. They were afraid to run away because it is scary to leave their home. My daughter-in-law said, "How can we leave the household?" Well, now they left everything. Our Russian saviors helped. No one thought that they would hit the private sector, houses. Everyone thought that they would hit the factories. And they started shooting the houses, destroyed the factory, destroyed the port in Nikopol. Doctors say Nastya's injuries were of medium severity. Her life is not currently in danger, but she was under a lot of stress, so she needed the help of psychologist. We performed a surgical treatment of the wound, removed fragments of glass and small unknown fragments, dirt or stones. Now she receives painkillers and antibacterial drugs. Nastya will be discharged from the hospital in about 5 days, and the girl's parents are currently in Nikopol, sorting through the ruins of their own home.